Hey, good morning. Hey, you guys. So, a little chat this morning. What came to me to talk about this morning is um, anger, stress, fear, um, the emotions, and sometimes many of us, if I'm speaking with the alcoholic or the addict, we've been in stress for so long that the only solution was to have a drink, so I'm just going to chat about that a little bit. So, if you know, can any of you relate to being kind of in a state of I used to call it like a low grade fear. I mean, fear would come up strong, but it would just kind of be there all the time, or a bit of anger would be there all the time, and it's hard to kind of tell between the difference between fear and 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 uh, and stress, but you know, all of it was is related to me in my own case, not getting my way, and being in resistance or thinking I knew better than the moment. And so, but that's intellectual, I can know that, but not be able to kind of get out of it. So if you know what I'm talking about, if you've had fear kind of be there, and sometimes you wake up with it in the morning and you get into the busyness of your day hoping to get past it or go do something, but it's still there, and maybe you've done your steps, and and you recognize that that fear really is damaging, not just to our physical body. Anger also damaging, not just to our physical body, but it actually creates situations that we wished we hadn't started. So it's there, and what do we do with it? So if we're not drinking or using or going to some addiction, and for those of you who aren't, you know, um, addicts, if you will, or alcoholics, many of us have other addictions. Whether it's, hell, maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's you know, looking after animals, or we're somewhere we go and we say, well, I'm doing this so that I can escape my feelings or my emotions. And what I'm going to talk about just for a minute is how to be with them. And when we recognize that they're emotions, we say, okay, look, I'm feeling something, and just feel it, just recognize it, and we see, I'm feeling anger, I'm feeling resentment, or I'm feeling um, fear, and we feel that and become aware of it, and we accept. Kind of, my friend used to teach me, awareness, acceptance, change. So we feel it, become aware of it. Okay, I'm feeling angry, or I'm feeling fear, or I'm feeling sadness, and we just breathe into it. Now, I'm not saying that these things are bad. I'm talking about those of us who kind of have them on a constant basis. When stuff comes up, I'm not saying that we shouldn't feel anything. Actually saying feel it, be with it. And when we feel it, it moves, because we're present. So feel it, be present, allow it to be in us. So if it's, anger or fear or sadness, or even if we're feeling guilt and shame, just feel it. Because sometimes we try to intellectualize our way out of it, and it doesn't seem to work. So I wrote some notes on the side of this, and have a look at them. And the other thing that's always, always, always helped me, and is to help others. So, rather that if the feeling is really troublesome, it's still there, go help others. The beautiful thing about the 12-step world is, of course, we have meetings. We go to the meeting. Why do we go to the meeting? Well, we go to the meeting to see who we can help. We go to the meeting to see where, if we can be of service, and and the other thing, of course, when we're experiencing a feeling, we breathe into it. Just feel it. If it's even, what do we call it? So many names for fear: nervousness, anxiety. We go get a doctor to give us pills so that we don't feel. So just feel it. That's the deal. Hey, Carrie, thank you. So just feel it, you know, and talk about it. It's okay to talk about it with others, not in a complaint, you know. Often with feelings, sometimes we're so unconscious, we say, "You made me feel." Well, thank that person, you know, for, kind of triggering a feeling. Feel the feelings, and then the more we feel them, the less power that they have, the less that they run us around. I mean, we so didn't want to feel, right? We only wanted to feel the good things, whatever the good things are. So just feel them all and recognize they're all the same. They're kind of all imposters. Beyond the feelings is the openness, the love. And love is not like a feeling. Love is who we are. Love is the core of us. But to get to that love, we say, "Oh, I just want to be loved. I just so be that love." And it's beyond feelings. It really is. So feelings are not to be ignored, um, and not to be discredited or be against them. It's just feel them, yeah, and be with them and allow this to happen and come to understand them. I remember when I first sobered up, I didn't know any feelings. We said men don't feel, right? It was just such bullshit. And I think a lot of it was that, when I was a kid, my dad used to say, "What are you crying about? I'm going to give you something to cry for." And we used to just suck it in and choke it down, you know, and so a lot of our conditioning wasn't about feeling our feelings. And so that's my message today. Feel it, breathe into it, experience it. And if it's really troublesome, help others. Don't go somewhere to escape. Helping others isn't really escaping. It's allowing us to lift them up. And there's some magic that happens in helping others, in helping others with their spiritual malady. Ultimately what we're feeling is this separation from the moment, from God, from who we truly are. And our essence is love. We are love. And we can't get it from outside. We find it inside. So we need to pause, breathe, be present, and it becomes a practice. And then before we know it, we're just calm. We have a sense of calm. We're living from one peak experience to the next. We're not looking for those highs. It's just we're loving and living our lives in each moment. So I've been reading from. I hope that was helpful. By the way, I don't. I've been reading from the Tao Te Ching, and by Stephen Mitchell. And if you don't have a copy of this, get a copy. This is friggin' right. It's pretty amazing, and I love it. And I'm on chapter 17. Chapter 17, by the way, is three three paragraphs. I mean, it's so short. It's less than. It's about 10 lines, maybe 11. And so I've been doing this also on it. I put this on YouTube after. So go to YouTube and subscribe and listen to them all. It's a great way to get this amazing. This was written years and years ago, hundreds and hundreds of years ago by lao-tzu, and then interpreted by Stephen Mitchell. So there we go. The Tao Te Ching. Anybody got a copy of that yet? Stephen Mitchell. I think you can probably order it on Amazon or whatever. And okay, chapter 17. When the master governs the people, the people are hardly aware that he exists. Next best is the leader who is loved. Next, one who is feared. And the worst is one who is despised. If you don't trust the people, you make them untrustworthy. The master doesn't talk, he acts. When his work is done, the people say, amazing, we did it all by ourselves. In my men's group, we used to call that leading from behind. And it's beautiful. We did it all by ourselves. Okay, chapter 17. Oh, actually in the back, I sometimes forget this. Stephen Mitchell has done he wrote a little talk, a little something like a synopsis on the chapter. And chapter 17, one of several chapters that are as relevant to child rearing as to government. Wow. The master doesn't talk, he acts. His words are in perfect harmony with his actions. He is always genuine. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's it. I love it, the Tao Te Ching. Okay, love you guys. Thank you for, letting me do this and for following and watching. I love it if you make comments. Gives us a way to interact and build a community. Okay, thanks. Cheers. Love you.